Hello everyone. Let's learn about animal kingdom. Some of you were asking me about animal kingdom, diversity in living organisms. So starting with a simple definition here. What is an animal? Animals are multicellular. They are heterotrophic organisms without cell wall and chlorophyll. So this is the main feature of an animal. Here it is said that there are 11 major phyla of kingdom Animalia. Let us see what these phyla includes. Porifera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Ascalminthus, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. Further, Chordata includes the other class, and we'll be learning even that. So, the basis of classification. Here, you can see a number of organisms in the picture. So, that shows level of organization. Whether the level of organizations are cellular level, tissue level of organization, organ system level of organization, and so on. Next, we will be talking about body symmetry. What the symmetry of an organism? Then we'll be talking about germinal layers. These germinal layers are nothing but the embryonic layers, the layers that are formed during embryonic stages. Coelom, the body cavity. Metamerism, that is the segmentation in an organism. And notochord. So let us start with the basis of this classification with the first one, levels of organization. When I'm talking about that, based on this, animals are grouped into 4 levels. Those are cellular level of organization, mostly you can see in poriferans, the lower level of, and tissue level of organization you can see in some of the phyla. Then you have organ level of organization where organs have developed but without any organ system. And then you have organ system level of organization, that is the highest level of organization in an organism. Talking about this, let us see cellular level of organization. As I said you, the examples are poriferans. Here cells are arranged, they are loose, loose cells aggregates to form this. So no proper tissues. Coming on to tissue level of organization, here cells are arranged into tissues. Mostly nidarians and ctenophores comes under this. Organ level of organization are arranged into organs. Tissue forms organs, and you can see in higher animals like platyhelminthes up till chordata. All those comes in between like annelids, arthropods, echinoderms, mollusks come under this. But when we are talking about organ system level of organization, these are associated with the organ systems. Each system performs a physiological function. That means one organ has its own organ system. When we talk about heart, the circulatory system. When you talk about the brain, the nervous system, and so on. So you can see in all higher organisms, especially mammals, including some of the what I can say, reptiles, birds, fishes, almost all these organisms. So you have seen basis of classification. Now here we will see organ system of different animals shows again complexities. Like when we talk here, there is one example given. If you can see the hydra here, you all know hydra have a single opening. Yeah. So it's like incomplete digestive system we can see. You don't have a mouth and an anus from where the food is going and the waste is ejecting from the other area. So this kind of digestive system has only a single opening that acts as both mouth and also as anus. Mostly you can see this in nidarians, platyhelminthes too. So this kind of digestive system is the incomplete one. But when we talk about complete digestive system, you can see this in roundworms. Like you have mouth, one opening, and the anus. Ascaris, lumbricoids is one of the best example for this, and all other types of nematode parasites. And even when it comes to one more example we take of organ system here, when we talk about circulatory system, again it has been divided into two types. Might we have learned this in your previous classes too. That is open system that consists of open sinuses. There are no blood vessels formed. Whereas closed type of circulatory system consists of blood vessels. So this is about how level of organization seen in different organisms. Coming on to the symmetry. When I'm talking about symmetry, it is the arrangement of similar body parts on two sides of the main axis of the body. Let us see here how. You can see the example. Based on symmetry, animals are of two types. Whether they can be asymmetrical or they can be symmetrical. Further, symmetry is divided into similar parts. Let us see what's that. But asymmetrical, when we talk about asymmetrical, body cannot be divided into two similar parts, either of any plane of any axis. You cannot. And such organisms, mostly they are poriferans, snails. Yeah, why not? Even protozoans can also comes under that, like amoeba is such, but sometimes as it is continuously changing the shape, yeah, it can be, but not all types of protozoans. Moving on to symmetrical, body can be divided into two symmetry. You can see here the human body is showing when we divide the organism, it can be equal. I mean, exact the mirror image. One image will be the exact copy of the mirror image of the other. Even you can see the beetle here. So this type of symmetry is called as bilateral symmetrical. The sponge has no symmetry here, so the sponges are asymmetrical. Symmetry. As I said, symmetry can be of two types. One is bilaterally symmetrical and another is radially symmetrical. What is radial symmetry? Radial symmetry, if you can see here, you can see the examples of some of the cnidarians, poriferans, that is any vertical plane along the axis, the body of organism can be divided into two equal halves. Whereas when I talk about bilaterally symmetrical, not from any of the axes. It is only either the right and the left half is only one plane. So that can be divided into two equal halves. So this is seen in almost from platyhelminthes till all the higher organisms except the echinodermata during their adult form. I'm sorry. Radial symmetry. Body can be divided into two equal halves. As I said by any plane along central axis. Oral, aboral. And here body can be divided into the right and the left half is only one plane. As I said you. So the body of bilaterally symmetrical animal has a dorsal upper side, a ventral lower side. You can see the dorsal upper side and the ventral lower side. So the left and right lateral sides. Anterior end that has a head, whereas when you talk about posterior end that has a tail, that's cephalic area and the anal area. An organism from the center it can be divided into two equal halves. Talking about germinal layers, I think I'll be discussing about this in my next class. Thank you. We'll continue